everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. I'm really excited for you all to be here, and I'm excited to be here myself. My name is Spinks, and I'm running for the mayor for City of Vista. Little background about me: I've lived in Vista my whole life. So did my dad. I grew up in Birdland, if you know where that is. It's over off North and East, kind of up Melrose and the Birdland streets. My parents still live over there. I live 5 houses up from the downtown, and I work in the downtown. I tattoo for a living. In 2011, I started an arts organization called the Back Fence Society. I believe passionately in community engagement, and I believe art is a conduit that connects people. I think that we have a real opportunity in Vista with all of our diversity. We have a ton of creative people here, that we have an opportunity in a theater scene and art already. We could invest so much more in that, and we could be doing such a better job connecting our community and welcoming in a more diverse art scene, and through that we would be connecting more with our community. Also with my art organization, we do monthly trash walks. I'm really passionate about litter, and I think it's everywhere, and it's a constant visual reminder of how we're not caring about each other and not caring enough about the world that we live in. It's really sad. So now we do monthly trash walks where we wear crazy outfits and we put on capes and we act like community crusaders. Actually, we have a trash cleanup this Sunday if you all want to come. We'll be meeting at the Family Dollar on North Santa Fe at 4 p.m. We're sponsored by the Women's Club of Vista. They started us out, and EDCO actually gives us dumpsters now. And I feel like we're making a real impact on our community. And the action is infectious because it's positive engagement, where you see a problem, you want to solve it, so you pick that trash up and you throw it away. And I think that that's an approach we could have to a lot of issues in our city, is just a more simplistic approach to solving problems. Like, in the problem lies the solution. I see trash on the ground, I pick it up, I throw it away. So I'm a mother, I'm a working mom, so I feel really passionately about democracy working the best when we have diversity of voices and the most people involved in the process as we can. So I think that there needs to be just a little bit more people, just like everybody else, up at that decision-making table. And I feel like that's what I would be bringing to the City of Vista, a little bit more blue-collar, regular person type of approach to decision-making and the needs of our community.
Gotcha. 3 minutes. Does anyone
Perfect.
Does anyone have any questions?
What do you think sets you apart most from other candidates?
Well, I definitely am younger, so I think I look younger, and I am younger, and that I've lived here my whole life. I've been here my whole life. My dad has been here his whole life. Also, that I'm an artist. I think that artists are really special, amazing people, and we retain this part of our brain that allows us to kind of approach life in a really creative fashion. I think that having that creativity is such a strength, because you should use it in problem solving all the time. Like, that's how problems get solved, through creativity. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? If not, you can feel free to talk.
So what do you guys think? What kinds of problems do you see? Or what do you think that is amazing about Vista that we could strengthen? What's your favorite thing about Vista that you think we should exploit more, or something that is, definitely needing work? What do you think? You, Mr. Waterfall joke. No, nothing.
Honestly, you said you were a tattoo artist, so I was thinking about a tattoo. I was gonna say that after.
I would also say that what sets me apart from other candidates is my professional career. It may be super different to have a tattoo artist running for political office, but I'll tell you right now, I would not pay my bills if I didn't have the ability to listen. And I can tell you, in the 13 years that I've been tattooing, I meet all walks of life. I've met all types of people. Every day I'm so grateful for the job that I have because it just opens my mind to all the different ways that life can be lived. I think I'm just a really lucky person in that way. So everybody has a story, you know?
So you're running for mayor. That means you have a say in the businesses that come through Vista, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about dispensaries?
Dispensaries, I think that we need leadership on the issue. So right now with the marijuana issue, what we're getting is we're going to get a voter initiative because the city of Vista is kind of dragging their feet a little bit on the issue. They have been. The voters said through a survey that the city put out, 78% of people want dispensaries. So what's going on here? We have people not listening to voters. We have businesses that come in and they have a consumer base, and we're literally getting nothing out of it as a city. We're not getting anything out of it. We have to have leadership on the issue so we can find a sweet spot. So like in the state of Washington, what they did was they taxed it too much. They put like a 45% tax rate on marijuana or whatever. It was too high. So it made the illegal market kind of bloom. We don't want to do that. So that's why we need leadership on the issue. People with open minds and open ears to listen and figure this stuff out, you know? Yes.
So for the dispensaries, do people know it's going to be used for like medical reasons, or are the dispensaries just to make money?
So right now in Vista, any dispensary that opens up is illegal. So there's medical marijuana and then there's recreational marijuana. The voters in California voted for recreational marijuana, but the city has home rule because we're a charter city, so we decide what we want to do through our own jurisdiction. So right now the leadership is just about doing the medical marijuana, which I guess is fine. I think that's why we need leadership on the issue, because we need to kind of take in all sides and figure this out. What we have now is we have businesses that pop up and then we're spending money and resources to shut them down, and the businesses, they don't really care because it's kind of like a tax. It's like if you're FedEx, right, and you park on a red curb and you get towed, they consider that a tax. So the business is able to absorb that loss because they're expecting it. So we just need leadership on the issue. We need to like open our ears and minds and figure out what is going to be best for our community. So anything else?
What do you
Yes.
think of downtown Vista, how they're doing so many stuff around there and not fixing like sidewalks or roads that are in the core of Vista, which is like town site area?
So I went to the town site workshop. Did you go to that one? They had.
I did not yesterday, no.
And I went to the one like 2 weeks ago, and I actually live on North Citrus, so I fully understand the lack of sidewalks and infrastructure, especially because every day I look out my window and there's about 200 kids that walk up my street, and I've been telling the city a lot that I would love a stop sign in front of my house to throttle traffic, because now my street is being used as a cut through. So it goes back to that listening thing. Like, how do we listen to people? And I think that I talked about it with another group, but I think that, so in Townsite in particular, we have a lot of people living there who their main mode of transportation is feet or bike or like, you know, pushing a baby stroller. We have a lot of families living in that area. So yeah, we should have the infrastructure to allow people to get to and from wherever they need to go. I know that the Vista Community Clinic has been pushing that and having leadership on that, and I'm excited about that. I was pushing for more traffic circles, better lighting, sidewalks. I think it's just really long overdue. I think that it doesn't look good, and I think that where people do the most walking in our community, you need to have the infrastructure to keep them safe. And it drives me nuts because there are so many kids who walk up my street, and I'm just like, oh my God, please be okay. So, because I see cars and they're just like, you know, and I've talked about it at city council. I've talked with the traffic engineer guy about it. I talked about it at the workshop. I don't know, you know. I feel like I would have really open ears to those kinds of issues. I don't know. I feel like the track record is like, where have the open ears been? You know? I lived in, like I said, I lived in Birdland. There's no sidewalks over there. We're finally getting one sidewalk. You know, my parents' neighborhood, they got one sidewalk. Like 36 years later, that's how old I am. So,
That's the 10-minute mark.
awesome.